backwards. In the left corner is Brad. In the right corner is Jamie. And we both hate the next generation car. Can we have the next generation car?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode 79. Jamie, what do you say, my friend?
Why is it backwards? Because backwards would be better than this generation of car.
Spot on. Yeah, this is episode 79. This week, we're going to give a shout out to Brandon and Griffin. Thanks, man. We appreciate you listening. He supported us on the Cannonball Run. So,
oh, thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, so thanks for listening, man.
You mean that one we were champions of?
The one we became champions of earlier this year.
Do you know we're screwed because the one Prius I have now is the one that did it where the guy drilled a hole and peed so he wouldn't have to stop and put like 200 gallons of extra fuel in the back?
I want to drive across the country again. I just don't want to drive to New York first.
No, it's going to be the race car backwards run.
Yeah, from my house to
no, we're flying out there and buying a POS car.
Oh yeah,
for $1,000.
I never heard from Janet or Eric, so I'm not sure.
We're gonna try to drive it back.
Janet might not let Eric ride with us. We might be bad influences.
Maybe Janet canceled us.
She canceled us. No, maybe she don't want him riding out.
And
we could.
You
be
said
bad
good things about Corey last week, and she canceled us.
Did he do anything at the race this weekend? The Roval?
Did he come in top 10?
No, we got the finishing results here.
No,
he finished 17th. Did he do anything though to like?
Oh, he did some wrecking.
Corey,
the 47.
LaJoy's gonna LaJoy.
He LaJoyed the 47. He stained house that boy.
LaJoy's gonna LaJoy.
He stained house the wall with the stain house.
He stacked him with some paint. Dude, that car caught on fire.
Why do you think Stainhouse is no longer with Danica?
Spinhouse?
Patricia. Patrick. What's her
Petrello?
name? Patrick? Patrick.
Patello?
Danica Patrick.
Patillo. Danica.
What happened there? Did he want to make babies with her?
Maybe.
Do you think she's capable?
I don't know. I've never asked her. Never talked to her. Have you?
Man,
I'm not a fan. You remember the...
Well, because she went off on... I'm a fan of Truex. He actually grew up just a few miles from my family. Came here when it was a colonial
back in
area.
The day?
Back in the day.
My family was here before your family.
They were, but were they in New Jersey?
No.
Okay.
We got stuck.
We went to Jersey.
We went to Virginia.
But
we went south.
She dogged him, right?
Truex, yes.
Yeah.
She says she never liked that guy.
Well, I think...
I never liked her.
She looks like a boy.
She looks
even with her boob job, she looks like a boy.
Didn't she get that reversed?
Well, if you want happy sex and they're not making anyone happy, aren't you going to reverse them?
What's the point of having them?
Stenhouse said, "Hey,
I'm out.
We're going to have children."
I think she broke up with him
because he wanted children
from that football dude.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy.
It's because she couldn't figure it. Mississippi was a hard word for her to spell. It's easy for a dyslexic.
But where's she from? Wisconsin?
Actually, I don't
Indiana?
know. Let's guess. Where do you think she's from?
Do you know Ohio Wisconsin? Spelled backwards is still Ohio?
I think she's from Michigan. That would be my guess. If I had to pick a state and say where she seems like she'd be from, I'd say Michigan. Detroit area.
Makes sense.
You'll go with that?
Yeah. But if you look at pictures of her when she was in IndyCar, I'm just saying, we're going to get canceled anyway, right? It looked like on her chest she got bit by 2 mosquitoes. So,
I never thought Danica was.
I don't think she's attractive.
I mean, I don't think she's ugly.
I don't know.
Her personality ruins it for me, though. Like the awards banquet where the comedian was kind of giving her a hard time. And that look, she had that scowl on her face like, I'm going to get up and kill you.
I had no opinion of her until she made fun of Truex.
No, see, I had
zero opinion of her. Now I'm just being hateful.
My opinion of her came when she was at the awards banquet and she didn't laugh. Like, come on, he's a comedian hosting the awards banquet. What do you expect, hon? He's going to has something smart to say. But then she goes off on Truex, and I don't know what was going on with Truex and Sherry, and that's honestly their business.
My friend Billy Bob,
It don't matter what's going on, in my opinion.
he said subscribe to her on Friends Only or Fans Only or whatever it's called.
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
She's on OnlyFans?
I don't know.
That's
I
what,
don't even
that's
have
what
the
your
app.
friend Billy Bob said?
Billy Bob said that she's on there.
If Billy Bob said it, it must be true, right?
He said that she got hand knuckles on her feet. She
Ew.
does feet pictures.
No.
She got like gorilla knuckles.
I think Billy
Big, hairy. I think he's looking at the wrong feet.
I think he's lying to you. I think Billy Bob's making stuff up.
You know what we call
What?
Billy B?
Billy B?
Billy B.
BB?
Yep.
Oh, BB. Have you ever seen that movie, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake?
No.
You need to watch it. I watched it.
Is it an actual movie or is it just real life?
No, it's a real movie. So Jake the Snake, has a battle with drugs and alcohol.
He's fighting him with his fist?
No.
Come here, heroin.
And then DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, takes him in. He moves in with DDP, and he helps him get sober. But
DDP sounds like a sexual disease.
disease or position.
Or maybe a position.
No, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, wrestler. But I've been listening to this podcast called The Snake Pit. It's got Jake the Snake and DDP are the two hosts.
Oh, is that the real Jake the Snake? You sent that to me. I thought it was Snake Jr.
Not one of his sons.
Yeah.
He's got 8 kids.
With different mamas? Baby
yes.
mamas?
I'm going to go with yes, because I know he's got a set of twins and a daughter with one of his wives, because he talked about it on the podcast.
Has he got multiple wives?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Not at the same time.
Oh, I thought he was like one
No,
of
that
those
would
plural marriages.
No, that would be like polymonograft.
Over there in
Megamus.
Over there, but
polymegamous. That's what it is.
Yeah, right there. You live in a house that's half in Nevada and half in Arizona. When the cops show up, you just run to the other side of the house.
Out of your jurisdiction. He's polyanonymous.
That sounds like you don't have balls.
No, that means you're married to 2 women at the same time. If you're polyanatomous.
I can't handle one. How are you going to do 2?
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Also, came out last week that iRacing has purchased.
Oh, you're going to admit to something when you said I. Holy gosh.
iRacing has purchased the rights to NASCAR's console game. So in 2025, they plan to release the first iRacing console game. So for Xbox, I always
wonder why they didn't do that.
I think it's great. Like, I wanted to get into iRacing, and then I looked at what it would cost to have a pretty.
Yeah, a rig is like a cheap one's $500, and you got to assemble it.
I mean, I saw a thing one time where like Timmy Hill was like, "No, you don't need all that. For $50, you can be set up."
Yeah, I've seen it. The little plastic thing at GameStop with a shifter and a steering wheel.
I would tear that up in a week.
My big wheel.
I'd tear that up in a week.
I think it comes with a clamp for your little desk.
You set it between your legs and hold it.
Well, I do that with something else.
So they're coming out with this coming up in 2025. I think it's going to be great. Like I said, I wanted to get into iRacing, but I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I just
2028?
2025.
I was going to say, I might not even be here in 2028.
That's a long ways away.
Good night, almighty.
Also need to let everybody know next week we will be not recording on Monday. We're taking the week off.
Our goal is that something might happen and we can condense 2 weeks into one to fill up a whole show.
Yeah, if something major happens, we'll do a Zoom call.
Or we got to save it for the next show.
Well, if it's like major, like
Hamas goes over and shoots rockets at the track.
Hamas,
that would be better.
I thought it was hummus.
That could promote the new generation car.
It's hummus, like hummus, but hummus.
Let's bring a bunch of illegal French immigrants in.
I don't think the French are illegally coming into America.
Give them croissants and veal, and they can stand at the back stretch and throw it as the cars go by.
Sangria Poupon.
Because it's, the France family.
We don't like you, France. France versus France is what you're saying?
Do you think they realize how they've screwed up NASCAR?
No, I don't. I think they really like what they're seeing.
With their station wagon F1 car? I mean, I've never seen a Camaro that's 6 extra feet long.
You don't like it? I do not
No.
like. I'm ready for the next gen car.
Well, they're going to have to give us the next gen car if
the rate only way they make a change, I'm telling you, is
What's the name
ratings have to go down, and if they lose money in ratings, ratings equals money.
So what's the name of this podcast when racing sucks so bad? Jamie and Brad's Excellent Adventure?
Race car spelled backwards. The non-race car podcast.
What? Take the Boxster, throw it in reverse, mount the camera, and cone race at the SCCA.
We'll just
track it.
We'll just go to other forms of race. I'm thinking about for Christmas getting you a subscription to Flow Racing, and then next season we'll discuss Flow Racing.
I think we need to go to Australia.
I mean, I think
Bathurst was awesome.
I think it would be cheaper to get you a subscription to Flow Racing than for us to go to Australia.
Like Gisbergen.
You think he'd let us stay at his house? Now he's moving. He can move into Shane Van Gisbergen.
He can move into your attic here.
He can move into my camper. He can live at my house. Shane, you can move into my house, and I'll move into your house in Australia.
I'm at the point he's the only hope for next year.
Next year's jacked, man. It's bad. I mean, even the schedule.
The schedule sucks. French croissants.
You don't talk about that?
Croissants.
Let's finish.
How do you say croissants? Is it croissants?
Croissants.
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 You got to roll the R. Croissants.
Do we have anybody from French?
It's got to be the croissants.
Do we have anybody from Montreal?
Montreal.
You get to see the map of who
you can be the Montreal.
French Canadian.
Canadian.
Do you think you can get a good croissant?
Canadian, Mike.
You think you can get a good croissant in Montreal?
No, they have those potatoes and like
potatoes ain't candy.
Broccoli. What is it? It's called Putin.
Makes you Putin.
No, it's called Poontang. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about?
No. Poutine?
Is that
plantain?
I don't know what I'm talking about either. I saw it in Canada one time.
Left ass shake.
I saw it in Canada.
Aren't you going to Canada?
I thought it was
in a week or two.
Poutine.
That's
Putin.
No, that's what they call French Canadian whores. Poutine.
Poutine. Oh man!
Because when they cross their legs, it looks like two croissants crossing.
If you know what I'm talking about, feel free to let us know in the comments below.
If anybody is of French heritage, feel free to set us straight.
Or if you live in Canada, I saw it at the we went to the waterfall, Niagara, and they had the poontang.
I thought Niagara was on our side, and then
no,
the horseshoe falls were over there in the Canadian.
They actually have the best looking falls on their side, but now you have to have a passport to get in because of all the illegal stuff they did.
They did illegal stuff, or we're doing it. I think it's because we just let anyone come over.
You know, I should use that same thought to go to Canada. Like, as long as I can get in, I know I can get back.
Well,
this is the easiest country to get into.
That's Mexico.
Okay,
we're the easiest country to get into.
That's what I'm saying. If I can get into Canada, getting back will be easy. I'll just follow the crowd.
Have you ever wondered if
you think Canadians are
if we're so great here in America, why we don't have to stop the storming of the wall in Canada?
Exactly.
They ain't coming over.
Do we have a problem with Canadians swimming over across the lakes?
Like, I don't think so.
I've never heard of anybody say we need to build a border wall in Canada to keep the Canadians out.
I think they got to be very similar to us because we go over to get our prescription drugs cheap and then we just come back.
Yeah, but I think
we haven't decided to move over.
Yeah, I've noticed it's cold, man. You're trying to get me to move to Maine. Like, that's going to be cold for me.
Summertime.
I've lived in the South my whole life. Like, I'm cold right now, and it is 74.
I can't even pronounce the name of the town I'm going to. Millicatontonk.
Yeah, Millicatonk. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You just got it.
Sounds like a woodpecker.
It's native. It's the native bird of the state of Maine.
Millicatonk.
Millicatonk.
And what was that town you're looking at just south there? Dawsonville?
That's in Georgia.
Greenville?
Ted's.
Tedsville. Tedsville. 40 miles south.
It was just Ted's.
Ted's?
Yeah.
Ted's Maine.
Teds. Ted's.
Doesn't he make lip balm in Maine?
No,
Ted's beeswax?
Ted's Wax.
Ted's Wax.
Ted's Wax.
Or is it Ned?
Ned's his cousin. You often get them confused. Ned don't even live in Maine anymore. He's done moved up to New Jersey.
I think that's down.
He's moved up, like in stature.
Oh.
He's no longer below the poverty line.
New Jersey, like New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Stew.
Yeah. Over yonder ways.
Is Brunswick stew British or is it Irish?
So my family used to make Brunswick stew with rabbit and squirrel meat.
Makes sense.
Well, that's how you made Brunswick stew. You used what you had and put it in a stew. And instead of calling it, what is that? They said, this is Brunswick stew.
Oh, I thought you had to be from Brunswick to make Brunswick stew. Or is your family from Brunswick?
They knew a guy.
They knew a guy in Brunswick?
George Washington Carden knew a guy who knew a guy.
That's bizarre. He was in London, and he was George Washington Carden before George Washington was even himself.
No, he was in Fayetteville.
Oh.
This is like my great.
Not the English Carden.
This is my great.
I thought the sheriff of London was George Washington Carden.
We've been here since like 1303, man.
Wow.
Back yonder days. Like way back. We got here like on the second boat.
But you know, my grandmother's.
Maybe not 13. I think it was like 15.
She's Solomon, which is an English Jew.
Solomon and Gomorrah.
As soon as you guys came over, she came over to loan you some money.
Somebody had to. I want to know what happened to all that old family.
Needs to be edited.
I want to know what happened to all that family land that we used to have in Virginia.
Well, obviously they took it. That's why you ended up in Georgia.
Well, we went to Tennessee first.
My family got kicked out of North Carolina. That's how my mother's family. That's how they ended up here. They got booted.
Anderson, South Carolina?
Probably.
Is that a family?
Probably.
It's got to be. All right, so we're not recording next week. We're taking the week off.
I thought the following week you're going to Canada.
No, I'm going. I got jury duty next week.
I thought, when are you going to Canada?
We're not missing a show for Canada.
Oh God.
We're taking next week off because I have.
Oh yeah, we're going to record it on a Sunday, aren't we?
No, we're just taking next week off.
When's Canada?
The week after.
Well, how are we doing a show then?
Not leaving until after the show.
Really? You're going to work? There's not going to be a race worth reporting on.
I'm not going.
Not that we're journalists.
So,
don't take anything we say to the bank.
No, definitely don't at all. No.
They'll pull out that reject rubber stamp and go, come boom.
No, I got jury duty, so, which I hate.
Jewelry duty?
Jewelry
You gonna make
duty.
some bracelets and some finger pinky?
Why
I want a
not?
pinky ring. I want a mafia pinky ring.
When the government,
Hey, friends.
when the government
With
picks you
that,
for
your horseshoe's supposed to be up to catch the luck, but does that mean it's the horseshoe's that way for when you lift your hand up, or does it mean the horseshoe on your pinky ring is that way?
it'd be lifted up.
But what if I go down? I'm not going to get any luck. I need two, one for each
Well,
side.
don't go
I?
down. You don't go down. You got to go up.
I need two pinky
You got to
rings.
go up. Show your pinky ring. Two pinky rings, one on each.
Why don't
pinky.
we have horse racing in Georgia so I could put on my lucky pinky ring and go gamble?
You can go gamble in Alabama at the Indian
Dog
casino.
track?
They have the dog track at the Indian casino.
I can't go there. My wife will want one of them to come back with me. Not the Indians, the dog.
Oh,
I thought
man.
dog tracks were a Florida thing. How do they make it to Alabama?
They got dogs in all 50 states, dude.
Yeah, but do they just do mutts? I've seen a lot of mutts in Alabama.
No, well, it's different dogs.
Dog mutts, not human mutts.
It's like
It's like
I'm just trying to think of what kind
shepherd dogs are racing.
of dog. No, probably like a beagle.
Great Dane.
Be like a beagle, I'm thinking, or hound dog.
That would be a boring race.
Blue tick hound, that would be like a Tennessee kind of dog race. Georgia, we'd probably have what, pit bulls? What was Michael Vick fighting? Pit bulls, right?
Yeah, but wasn't he only doing that in his pit bull mansion in Virginia?
I thought it was South Carolina, but yeah. He didn't get caught doing that in Atlanta per se. There was some folks from Atlanta probably doing it at
You know what's crazy? He's on the news on NFL Today or something on Fox.
I saw where that Kelsey dude was dating that Taylor Swift girl. She's gonna get real famous dating him, you know. I think he'll really help put her name on the map.
You think that's working for him with more followers?
I think people are gonna be like, "Oh, Taylor Swift."
I'm a Swiftie, I found out.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't
driving
know.
down the road. My wife's listening to it on the Bluetooth.
Are you really a Swiftie?
And I was like hearing all these songs. I'm like, oh, I know that one. We get to
not.
like 10 of them. I'm like, I hear that one. She's like, where do you hear that one at? I said, when we go shopping, grocery store. Who is it? And she goes, Taylor Swift.
So you're a Swiftie, huh?
I'm a Swiftie.
I would have never known that about you. I'm actually
I'm
disappointed.
I like Dairy Queen blizzards too.
And long walks on the beach
With
flip-flops?
Swiftie playing on my earpods, iPods.
Do you have a Walkman?
Actually, I have a yellow sports one that I use as just for nostalgia.
I had a Discman.
Oh, I remember the
Anti-skip. It was an anti-skip.
Oh, you could wear that
Discman.
upside down.
Yeah. No,
Oh, you
couldn't drop it. It skipped. I tried.
Badass.
Well, it had the secure lock on it too. So if you wanted to get, I don't know, people went running with Discman. These things were like
I know.
laptops, basically. Now you see these people running all the time with their iPhone 6 Mega G Plus 3.6. It's
Well, I think they're up to 15 now, aren't they?
they're running and it looks like a computer on the side of their arm. You seen that, right?
Dude, I
That
saw a
annoys
guy
me. That
with
annoys me. Like, can't you hook it on your waist? I mean, do you have to have the phone is huge. Why put it on your arm?
I saw a dude walking down the road driving here. He had strapped on his arm an iPad, and he had his big ass
Earmuffs.
beat earmuffs on, and he was going, dude. His hands were going.
He was getting it.
Oh, I got a funny story about my mom. That's funny.
So you gonna finish the point of your?
No, just I saw him,
Oh, okay.
and he had a 15-inch iPad on his arm.
Okay, I'm glad you got to.
That's
I didn't
all.
know what was 15 inches.
It seemed a little too large. I mean, the iPad.
And that
I don't
reminded
think
you of your mom.
I don't think I'd strap it on my arm. No, it's fun. So, what's Eminem's real name?
Slim Shady,
No, his real name.
Marshall Mathers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My mom likes Eminem.
Okay, that's
But-
good. I had to quit listening to him.
I said, well, that's Marshall Mathers. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, that's his real name. She said what you said. I thought it was Slim Shady. I'm like, really? No, his real name's Marshall Mathers.
Because I'm just Marshall Mathers.
And my
just a
mom
regular
said-
guy. I don't know why all the fuss about it.
That's how he got Eminem. But he spells it wrong. I said, uh-huh. So I got a 78-year-old mom that's into Eminem.
Eminem came out when I was in the 9th grade. I remember sitting in graphic arts class because our graphic arts teacher,
My name is what?
I'm pretty sure our graphic arts teacher was a pothead and would go outside and smoke pot while we were in class because we had another guy that smoked cigarettes in the back of the classroom and nobody ever said anything. Now that I think about it, we played Uno every day for a whole year. We did do some printing. We printed up the tardy and absentee notes. So like if you needed to check out a class, you had to have the note.
Sounds like prison, dude. Did you do some license tags too?
We did the
Man,
school shirts.
Looks
I
like
mean,
that's gonna fall, dude. Or did you do that on purpose so you could see it?
I did it so I could see the number.
Okay.
Don't fall it.
You got it all planned out, huh?
All sketched up.
Just like a gin.
It wasn't like prison though. That was probably the most educational class I had. Like we learned how to do screen printing for t-shirts and stuff. We printed all the school t-shirts. We did screen printing to print the absentee notes actually.
Absentee ballots
No.
for the election.
Yeah. They did call me last week and asked me if
They said, hold it. Why
they're
is
going to
this
subcontract the
candidate's
absentee
name
ballot.
is here 4 times? You got I-R-D.
Oh man, what happens to the them and theys when they vote? Does that count as 2 or is it just 1? I just mind blown.
No, they got to drop their pants. You got to vote as you are. Remember Nirvana? Come as you are, as you were, as God meant you to be.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know.
That was your genre. Nirvana's your Green Day.
No, I know that's not them.
Oh,
Well,
I know
Green
you-
Day came out at the same time, but they were sellouts.
No, see, I loved Green Day.
No, see, that's because you're younger.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Green Day was.
We were
Nirvana was.
Nirvana, STP, Soundgarden. You know, Soundgarden was the first grunge that made it big. People don't know that.
Who did Soundgarden become after that? When they split up, they became that other band with the Pearl Jam guys.
Yeah.
What was that called? Audio Slave.
Yep.
I don't know if they had the Pearl Jam guys in it.
Then he OD'd as an audio slaver.
Did he? And then
should he be canceled for being a
Velvet
slaver?
Revolver was
off of it?
Was Stone Temple Pilots lead singer. I saw that was when I've seen Slash one time live.
Velvet Revolver is probably the best new development from those bands.
You know, the rumor was forever that Chester Benningfield from Linkin Park, who passed away tragically from an overdose, was also going to become the lead singer after
the other dude,
Scott
STP, croaked
after he died from an overdose.
Well, they were best buddies, and that's why he floated off to the nether.
You've lost a lot of musicians to drugs. I mean,
we were really into drugs back there in the 90s.
You got Janis Joplin.
Well, that's way before my time.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you look at all the...
You would have thought we would have learned to...
you can go all the way back to the blues players, man. There was blues players who died from drug overdoses.
You'd think you would have learned by now, not to OD.
Well, now that no, I don't know.
And that wine glass lady, she did it.
Weinstein, yeah. Amy
Wineglass.
Weinstein.
You sure it wasn't Wineglass?
I never really listened to her.
Neither did I.
Who else? Jimi Hendrix died in a helicopter crash.
No. He died of an OD.
On a helicopter?
No. Stevie Ray Vaughan died in a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
But Robert Cray was with him.
And he was supposedly sober at that point, right?
I think Robert Cray was with him. Wasn't he there?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. He was off the juice, man.
Well, you've lost a lot of good rock and roll.
Wouldn't that suck? Get off heroin
and then die in an airport?
If he was on heroin, he probably wouldn't have felt any pain when they hit the ground.
He'd have probably still died, though.
No, I think he would have been all chilled and relaxed. And just like a drunk driver that survives after he kills a family of 14
walking out
in the Suburban. Whoa, dude.
Man.
That was close. Oh.
I'm bleeding.
Oh, that's not mine. Huh. Cool.
I'm missing a hand.
Hey, man, let's get in a yellow submarine next, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of all the rock and roll guys who have died, that's crazy. Like, what could have been?
Think about this, though.
I saw Drowning Pool, the lead singer, overdosed. Like,
you saw him overdose?
Within a week of seeing him open up at Ozfest. Drowning Pool was at Ozfest, and a week later, after the Atlanta show, he died.
You know what's nuts? The OG rock star, Elvis. Oh, he died shitting on the toilet, overdosing.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's disgusting.
That's the OG rock star in your mind?
Don't you think Elvis was the...
Buddy
Holly was big.
You're
probably
talking,
before.
Okay, so
we're talking like OG, my dad's age.
You're talking who... I'm saying when you hear the word rock star, who's the first person that comes to your mind?
Probably Elvis.
Really?
And maybe Buddy Holly.
When you hear the word rock star, that's who comes to mind.
If you want to know where the OG is.
No, we're just saying rock star. When you hear the term rock star, who is the first band or person, whatever, it comes to your mind?
I think Elvis could do anything he wanted to before anyone else. I mean, anything. Oh, he had that cousin that raped little girls to play the piano. Jerry Lee Lewis. He was gigantic, according to my mother.
But I'm saying when you hear the term rock star, Elvis is who you would... Bam, Elvis.
Well, if you're going to ask about the history of rock stars...
I'm asking the word rock star.
I'm going to tell you right now, rock star. I'm going to give you the two biggest rock stars that I can even come up with.
Okay.
Just individuals.
Okay.
Not counting the Beatles or Led Zeppelin.
They count. I mean, if that's who it is, that's who it is.
Taylor Swift.
No.
Elvis number 1, Taylor Swift number 2.
You're an idiot.
They can do whatever they want to.
She's not.
She can do what Trump dreams of doing. Trump's once said I could go out on the street and shoot someone and nobody will do anything. Taylor Swift could do it.
Pitbull's more rock and roll than Taylor Swift.
I don't think so.
Yes, I do. When I think rock,
I like Pitbull better.
I think of Guns N' Roses, or I think of Motley Crue. To me, those bands represent.
Well, Van Halen, they were doing it before Motley.
I'm saying to me.
Okay.
When I think of it, I think of...
So what's your opinion on... I don't like Elvis's music at all. But what's your opinion on Elvis then?
I think Elvis is an originator of the rock star that Motley Crue
became. I agree.
Without Elvis, you wouldn't have Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue's debauchery.
Right.
That debauchery, but they did it on a level that was so public. And now they've all written books about it and made movies on it.
Well, now they hit them back, and no one knew John F. Kennedy screwed everything with a poontang walking down the road because they covered it up back then. Yeah, the journalists even wouldn't report on it.
That's what I mean. Like, it wasn't as open back then when Elvis was doing it, or when Jerry Lee Lewis, or when Johnny Cash. Those guys did things that made rock and roll what rock and roll became. I think rock and roll was at its height in the 80s. In my opinion, the rock star died after hair metal. Grunge killed the rock star.
The music died.
I do think like late 90s, early 2000s rock and roll brought back a little bit.
I'm going to give you a soundtrack. Go ahead.
More. I think the 80s, like, you're killing me over here. Late 90s, early 2000s, like Three Doors Down, those kind of bands. I think they embraced rock star again, but nobody does now. Do you disagree with that?
What?
What I just said.
No, I don't. They took it to a new level, but the 80s was all about excess anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to outdo. I mean, look at Juan Montoya. Oh, no, that's a race car driver.
Yeah. I mean, no,
Pesci. No. What was that guy's name?
Ozzy Osbourne.
No, the famous actor that was in Miami, Machine Gun. Did you say hello to my little friend?
Al Pacino.
Al Capone.
No, Al Pacino.
I was a little kid when that came out. I was even like,
Al Capone.
What?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Michelle Pfeiffer. You're just sitting there.
They were all.
You're like, holy cow.
If you don't watch this on video, if you don't watch this show on video, you need to watch.
I'm going to spank the monkey.
I don't know what happened to Jamie on the way over today, but you're going to want to watch this week.
It's a Pfeiffer.
I don't think we've read anything off the show notes, but I'm just keep rolling, man.
It's a Pfeiffer.
I'm rolling with whatever.
How could Joe Pesci not? I mean, why would he kill himself?
Why is Joe Pesci rock and roll?
I mean, Joe Pesci.
We're talking about.
So's Pacino's rock and roll.
So you said Van Halen. I think Van Halen took it to the next level.
Van Halen was my rock and roll.
I think if I had to pick one guy, though, to say they did it and they did it on a level that nobody else could do it on, I'd say Ozzy Osbourne, based on the stories you've heard from Motley Crue.
Brain dead.
I mean, Nikki Sixx talks about
Ozzy was nuts.
Ozzy walked up to him at the pool and was like, "Hey, man, let me get a line of Coke." And Nikki said, "I don't have any." Ozzy grabbed a straw off the table, got down on his knees, and snorted a line of ants. Handed the straw to Nikki, and Nikki's like, not to be outdone, he got down and did a line of ants. And then Ozzy pissed on the sidewalk.
Were they fire ants?
I don't know. And he said then Ozzy pissed on the sidewalk, got down and licked it up. And Nikki said it's not to be outdone by Ozzy. He pissed on the sidewalk too. And before he could get down, Ozzy beat him to it. And he said at that moment, he knew no matter what he did or how far he pushed it, there was always one guy who was badder than him.
And that's Ozzy.
Ozzy walked into a hotel lobby one time, stole an old lady's bag, stripped naked, put her sundress on, and started running around the lobby. I mean, this dude did acid every day for a full year to see what it would do to him.
We know what it's done.
We all get to see what it did to him.
Chevron!
You see
Chevron!
You remember the episode of the Osbournes where Ozzy threw the turkey over the fence at the neighbors on Thanksgiving?
Chevron!
How do you work the remote, Chevron? Oh man, that was reality TV.
That is a burnout. Ozzy is a burnout.
No doubt.
He ain't coming back.
Look, I read Dr. Oz or not, whatever. Ozzy
Isn't Dr. Oz that weird dude that'll stick his finger up your butt on TV?
No,
to see if you're psychologically screwed up?
He's the guy who lost to Featherman.
Oh, I'm thinking some other dude.
No,
Daytime TV, the psychiatrist.
Ozzy, that's the same guy.
Oh.
The daytime TV Dr. Oz is the
Dude,
Dr.
you know
Oz
why he
that lost
lost?
to Fetterman.
You know why he lost to Fetterman?
You give up. Life is over for you if you lose to a guy who's
He looked
brain
like
dead.
Kermit the Frog, a human being.
Okay, I can see that, but could you imagine how bad he felt? He lost to a man who had a stroke and who is probably legally brain dead.
He lost to Ozzy Osbourne, basically.
No, I think Ozzy could string together a sentence better. Well, I don't know. You know what? Ozzy and Biden kind of do sound alike in their talkings.
Fetterman, too.
Oh, no doubt. But that goes without
I don't
saying.
even know what party that moron is.
Ozzy?
No, the other one.
Fetterman?
Yeah.
He's a Democrat.
Oh.
You didn't know that? If a Republican.
You know, an idiot's an idiot. Doesn't matter what party they're in.
That's fact.
What was his wife's name? The one that went on vacation when she dumped him off the insane asylum.
We're going to go with Susan.
Susan!
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 Calm down, Susan.
I think I pooped my pants.
No, I think Ozzy, the Osbournes was like the original reality TV show that I
No, it was those weird kids.
Real World.
Real World was the first one.
And then they had Road Rules.
Road Rules was next.
I loved Road Rules. Road
That
Rules
was
was my favorite.
Britney Spears and that other chick. No.
Road Rules was where they jumped off the bridges and bungee
Oh, I'm thinking Paris Hilton and that other chick.
Oh, Nikki.
And
Yeah.
that was the third hit they had. They ruined TV with reality because of all the hits.
Did you watch The Challenge? It was when they merged the Real World and Road Rules cast together. Basically, they had The Challenge with TJ Lavin was the host.
I think maybe I stopped at that point.
Oh man, that was probably my favorite reality show. It's on MTV now, so that says
Have you
enough.
noticed?
I'm 39, so I'm almost 40. MTV now does not appeal to my generation anymore.
Well, they don't show videos. Well, they do now.
MTV Classic now shows old reruns of The Challenge. I can get behind that.
Well, they also do. I want my 80s. I want my 90s. I want my 2000s.
Yeah, I can do the Hard Rock block. Just where the Hard Rock videos are on, music videos.
I would almost bet you that station is more popular than the MTV.
I haven't watched MTV in a long time. Like I said, it doesn't appeal to my generation. It's everything that it's.
I was like in seventh or eighth, maybe sixth grade. I was in elementary. I would call it. Well, we actually call it junior high back in the day. They don't exist anymore. Now it's middle school. I didn't see it when it first went on air, but we were at school and we knew it went on air, and we rushed to shout out to my old friend and neighbor Lisa.
Shout out the devil.
Lisa Rivera. We rushed to her house that day. She had cable
to watch MTV.
MTV.
So do you remember the 80s and like hair metal music videos?
Oh yeah,
like Motley Crue.
Mm-hmm.
So when Motley Crue was putting out videos, how much did it really piss off parents? Not necessarily your parents,
but you got to remember.
In general.
You got to remember the '80s children were latchkey kids. Our parents both had jobs; they weren't at home. We could do anything we wanted to. Till
they always talk about parents. Like I've seen where they talk about parents would burn the Kiss albums and the. And
my mom.
That was the '70s, I would assume.
No, there was it was in the '80s. I forget who it was.
Well, that's when the whole.
It was a hair band. My
parental
mom
advisory thing hit in the '80s.
I got home and I forget which band it was, but they were signed back to Asylum, and my mom had decided that was evil because it's named after where crazy people go, and she threw it in the trash. And I pulled it out of the trash and said, "What is this?" Because I saw it walking home from school.
Yeah.
She goes, "That's Asylum. That's Satan music." I said, "But I bought it with my own money, not yours. It's mine." And that was the first time I saw my dad stand up for me. I'm sure he stood up other times, but he was like, "No." I told him if he wanted anything, if he buys it with his own money, it's his.
That's so cool that you should have that story because same thing happened with my dad. I remember we were in Hilton Head, South Carolina at the beach, me and my buddy Eddie. We went to the music store. I bought Godsmack's very first album. Now we were listening to it in my Discman, sitting outside listening to it. I had little portable speakers that plugged into my Discman, like so we could both listen. And my mom saw the CD case and she was flipped out, called my dad, and she was like, "Our son's listening to devil music. He's got this Godsmack." My dad's like, "Oh, I've been wanting to listen to that. They got some pretty good songs." And he basically the same thing. He took up for me, but mine was Godsmack.
Wasn't there a band called Twisted Christian?
Twisted Sister.
Oh, Night Ranger. That's it. They did Sister Christian. Do you remember that? They were a hair band. They had like 2 big hits and then disappeared.
You gotta
Sister
understand,
Christian.
one
you
of-
know the time has come.
I graduated high school in 2002. I was one of 2 guys who would pull up in the school parking lot listening to 80s hair metal
Did
music.
you pull up and look at people and go,
I had a Camaro, and I'd pull up with the music blasting, and just I had rock ballads, monster rock ballads from the 80s, hair
So who
metal
was-
ballads.
your absolute, in high school, your absolute favorite bands? Top 3. Let's go 3.
From the 80s or just
But it doesn't matter where they're from. What were you listening to when you were in high school? What were your favorite bands?
Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, probably Metallica. I mean, I loved music. Music was my thing, but it was anything from Eminem to Nelly to 3-6 Mafia. Loved 3-6 Mafia back then.
I would have
Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. I liked all that. Tupac, Machiavelli. I didn't like Biggie. I was more West Coast than East Coast. Eminem, Dr. Dre, Marilyn Manson, Korn.
that's like 12,
Slipknot.
dude. I said 3.
I know, but I couldn't.
Can
stop.
you not count, Brad?
No, I can't.
Are you having a dyslexic moment right
I had
now?
a big one right there.
Okay.
You let me keep going.
I said top 3. So let's go. I can't remember the top 3 now. Who were they? Limp
Limp
Bizkit
Bizkit, Linkin Park.
and Metallica.
Metallica.
That's it. Okay. I'm not going to give you 12. I'm going to give you my top 3. My OG is Van Halen.
Okay.
Still love him to death. Rest your soul, Eddie. He was Swedish. So. Sorry.
Close
Not-
enough.
Not French. And then I'd have to go with Rodney James Dio.
Dio or Ronnie James Dio.
It was Dio. That was
Okay.
his full name.
All right.
Remember Last in Line?
Yeah, I saw Dio.
I
Except,
did too, and that's when I decided he was in the devil.
well, he wasn't singing when I saw him.
I
But
saw him at the Tabernacle.
no, I saw him on a VH1 classic store. But anyway, yeah, Van Halen.
Number
Dio.
3, I would have to go with They're Dead too. Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot was really good. Bang Your Head.
Yeah.
I
Well, they
like-
had other songs too. Here, I'm going to go 4 since you went 12. AC/DC.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Quiet Riot had Bang Your Head, Mental Health.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet Riot. Who was Uncle Tom's Cabin? Was that Warrant?
See, Warrant came kind of late to the hair thing, and I wasn't into him. They had Cherry Pie, which I thought was hilarious.
I hated that song. Now it annoys me now.
I never
It's like
bought the Warrant album, but Cherry Pie was hilarious.
Rat. That wasn't a good one. I like Rat.
saw Rat. I saw Bon Jovi open for Rat, and the 30,000 fans at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland, liked Bon Jovi better than Rat. Poor Rat. The opening band was better than Rat.
I know one time I saw
Shout out to Leon Katrina, who was there with me, and Glenn Polarage.
I saw
There
Kiss.
was a 4th person too, but
You don't remember?
they must have been sitting past Leon and Glenn.
I saw Kiss open up for AC Aerosmith one time, which was a huge mistake. And they were both big. They co-headlined a tour, but nobody should ever come after Kiss. I don't care how good you are.
They had their visual tour. I mean, they had all their visualizations.
Yes. 100%. It was I've seen Kiss more than any other band.
Best band I've ever seen.
I mean,
I don't care if
by
they
none.
can't sing.
Their
I don't
songs
care.
are horrible, actually.
Their show's the most
They're
amazing
very
show
catchy.
I've ever seen.
Hotter than hell. Like, it's just not even good music. But their show it is such a theatrical act. I'll
I
say
don't know.
this.
You know Peter Criss with Beth? He
Beth,
kind of proved that they're
there you
real
go.
musicians.
I mean, there's a few. Beth's not. Black Diamond was one of my favorite songs.
I don't even know that many songs. I had a cousin. My cousin Chris was hardcore into Kiss.
I say I've seen Kiss on a minimum at 6 times.
He gave me my first Kiss album. I can't remember what it was. He gave me a 8-track.
I'm one
My
of
dad laughed.
Hey.
He goes, "We ain't got anything to play that."
the first time I saw Kiss was on their reunion tour. And I also saw them on 2 farewell tours.
I've only seen them once at a farewell tour.
The first tour they came back with their makeup on. When they finally put their makeup back on, that was the first time I saw.
That was the first one I saw.
Ted Nugent
at the Phillips Arena.
Yeah, Ted Nugent shot the arrow into the guitar and was like, "F you, Nancy Pelosi."
I don't even remember.
Skid Row. I do.
Oh yeah, what Skid Row?
Ted Nugent.
I don't remember
Kiss.
Ted.
Yep, because he had the guitar and the flaming arrow, and that was my first time seeing Kiss. So, I mean, we got Kiss stuff hanging up behind us. I mean, if you've never seen Kiss,
you really should.
You really should.
I don't care if
I think they just ended though. Like
Hillbilly, yeah, their last tour.
So when they do their next farewell tour, go check them out. I didn't go see them this time.
Yeah, when they're on their walkers, it'll probably still be pretty crazy. Peter Criss was at the reunion tour with makeup.
I saw Peter Criss. Yes, him and Ace were there.
Yeah, they
Ace
came
was
back
there too. We saw. So I've seen all. Yeah,
you saw the OG.
Yeah, that was my first Kiss concert.
My parents would not let me go when I was a kid. They're flat out, and I don't know.
Dude, I was in like the 5th grade.
Probably at church, they said they were kings in Satan's service, and they look like the devils.
My parents didn't have a problem with it. They're like, yeah, whatever, go for it. I'd already been to Metallica at that point. I mean, this was like 96, 97, so I was in 5th or 6th grade, and I'd already seen Metallica by then.
How old were you on that reunion? I was like in my 20s. Early 20s. You must have been 10?
10, maybe.
Good Lord.
I'd say maybe 10 or 11 at the most.
You know, Kiss should sponsor a cup car once they do the next generation. No, again.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that car.
They sponsored the number 29 Kevin Harvick car at, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Richmond night race.
Then you do it again.
They need to. Kevin Harvick. They should sponsor Kevin Harvick at Phoenix.
His last race?
Last race ever. Last tour of Kiss, last race ever.
Maybe they want to sponsor a car that might have a chance of winning a race this year. But anyway.
If gas is a liquid and not a gas, why do we call it a gas?
Well, it's lean. Gasoline.
But when you go to a gas station, it's not a gasoline station.
It's flammable. And if you take a cigarette lighter and put it up your butthole, that's flammable too.
Were you the one telling me the story about the lady who was smoking a cigarette while pumping gas, and he was watching her, so he went inside and he heard this blood-curdling scream, and he ran back outside, and the police officers were arresting her because she had caught on fire? And he's like, not to be rude, but why did you arrest her? And he goes, she was waving a firearm.
No, I didn't say. I would have repeated if I had heard it. Trust me.
You didn't tell me that?
No, that was someone else. That's the other Jamie.
Well, whoever told me that, I could have heard it on Instagram, to be honest with you, now that I say it. You ever thought about what it would look like if the T-Rex hopped around like a kangaroo?
Yeah, it'd be like the Roval race.
He looks
funny for a minute or two, and then you get bored and go watch football, and you're not a football person.
I mean, so let's talk about the Roval. You want to talk about the Roval?
Why don't they call it the Ruffle?
The Ruffle?
No, I really don't. I found it very uninteresting.
AJ Allmendinger wins. That was an emotional win for him.
I wasn't emotional.
AJ Allmendinger, I mean, he went out there and stole the playoff driver thunder.
Yay, Dinger.
He led the whole race, basically.
Which, we expected more out of him this season at road courses since there were 20 of them.
I think the start of this season, I had AJ Allmendinger picked to win a road course race.
He did it.
I thought he would have done it sooner than this one, but so you didn't like the race. Jeff Gluck poll is about 59% say they liked it. I would like to meet that 59%.
Well, I think if you really liked it, you're going to vote on the poll. So there was more people that really liked it than
you really think that? You think somebody's faster to vote if they like it? I think if they didn't like it, they get up early that morning to vote. They're the guy refreshing Gluck's page going, where's the poll?
Dude,
where's the poll?
So
where's
tired
the poll?
of this car in the France family. It's a dumpster fire.
So
it's total shit.
I thought this was the best Roval race in the next gen car.
Wow, that's saying a lot. Wow.
I'm ready for the next gen, to be honest with you.
if this continues, we're going to be Brad and Jamie's Adventures.
Here's a question for all the listeners. If we stop talking about NASCAR, can we still be race car spelled backwards?
I just call it RCB Media.
I mean, race car
whatever.
spelled backwards is, what is it, an anagram?
Yeah.
An anagram?
Maybe it's a double dumpster fire.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, it took us 5 years of discussing starting this podcast, and we chose to start it
next gen year.
The first race of next gen.
Well, that was COVID problems too,
or Corey problems. I don't know.
We're blaming it on COVID.
Or Corey.
Or Corey's COVID.
Well, he finished. Where was he at?
Yesterday. He LaJoyed.
I don't think he's.
LaJoyed.
It's not his fault.
I think Corey LaJoy.
He outdrives his car. I mean, if we had, what gen is this that we're driving now?
The next.
Other than.
They never renamed it. It's still the next gen.
Why did they name it after their former sponsor, Nextel?
Ooh, Nextel gen.
So can we go to AT&T or Verizon gen? Because this car sucks. I think if we had a decent car, especially with the money Spire's putting in. I mean, I heard Denny rattle off some figures and figured it was like $100 to $200 million.
I mean, it's a lot. I think they paid $60 million for the charter and another $20 million for the
cars
KBM stuff.
They're really Lamborghinis, according to him.
Yeah, a bunch of they're driving a bunch of and I don't like Lamborghinis, so
cool.
I'm more of an American car guy.
But then
like
the Lamborghinis.
I like the Priuses and the Kias of the world. Just kidding.
I would like to see bring Kia in.
I'd like to see Prius out there.
Well, is that the next step? A hybrid?
They had talked about making the Xfinity series all electric at one time. But
it'd be dangerous. I mean, there's acid in batteries.
Do you know
with Chase Elliott wrecking everybody?
Do you know that a microwave puts off radiation? You know that?
I knew that.
Do you know that it is like 4 times as high? The same exact radiation put off is like 4 times as high inside of a Tesla. The exact same radiation that's bad for you that's put off by your microwave.
Who actually invented the Tesla?
Is 4 times as strong inside a Tesla car as it is standing in front of a microwave.
It's not Elon. Elon didn't invent it. They brought him in to save it.
I don't know who invented it. Don't have a clue.
Was it Raytheon? Because they invented the microwave.
Maybe. But what I'm saying is electric cars might not be as safe as you. And we drove the Prius. It was probably putting off microwave vibes.
Yeah, but it's way in the back.
That explains.
It's the people riding the back seat that are screwed.
That explains why I've been having thinking problems.
That's why you don't have any more kids. You sat in the back seat once.
One riding the Prius.
Yeah.
Don't say that. My son rode back there. I want grandkids. One day, no time soon. So, no, I mean, I thought the Roval was... I really thought the last 25 laps wasn't horrible. But I'll be honest, I'd stopped watching after stage 1 was so bad. I stopped watching. I started recording the race. We watched the resurrection of Jake the Snake. That's where that came from at the beginning of the show. We watched that instead. And then I went back and watched the Roval in like 30 minutes. Like, fast forward, nothing happening. Fast forward,
that's what I did.
Happening.
Just see the yellow. Oh, what happened? Back it up a little. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it, but then I'd find myself dozing off. Stage 2, just as bad as stage 1 in my opinion.
Let's do a GoFundMe to send the France family back to France.
I don't think they're from French Canada.
Well, they're the France family.
We're just going to send them to Mexico.
There. They can run F1.
They're trying to run this NASCAR. NASCAR is not F1. NASCAR is the good old boys. I mean, it's not anymore. The good old boys. Good old boys
already left.
Good old boys are watching late model stocks on the Cars Tour.
Yep, or they're going to their local dirt track.
They raced at South Boston this weekend. It's a pretty good race, must say.
Well, they're going to.
I do think McQueen's probably going to win the Butterbean. Going to win the championship if Quaffle ain't careful. Quaffle traffic.
Jude Van Stenberg won again.
I can't believe Stenberg caught on fire.
What about Grisberger?
Oh yeah, he won the F8 race.
Bathurst. Bathurst 1000.
It was quicker. 1000.
I recorded it and I watched it. And I was, that was pretty quick. And my wife said, that's like 400 miles. It's kilometers. I said,
So it's a 400-mile race?
2.2 miles.
Yeah,
2.2 kilometers. I had to Google it. Equal 1 mile.
Isn't Bathurst a small track?
No, it's like 4 miles long. Well, they go up a mountain and down a mountain. It's pretty cool.
What's the smaller road course that's over yonder? It's a big name.
Adeline?
No, it was always on Forza. Forza Motorsports, the game. I thought it was.
I thought it was Forenza.
That's Forza. Trust me, I know that one. They just came out with a new one. I don't have it, but I'm waiting on the new iRacing game personally. But I'm gonna have to upgrade to the PlayStation 5.
You think they ever hit a Cobra when they're driving? They got Cobras in Australia. You think they ever ran over a Cobra doing 160?
Probably a kangaroo or two.
Boy, that'd be scary. That's like hitting a deer in America.
Could you imagine if a deer hopped around like a kangaroo?
Have you? You know, if you drive real fast in Delaware,
yeah,
you can see a hunter in the headlights. Daddy, I need some money.
Oh! You drive real fast and hit a deer.
Oh!
Oh!
That's what he does at the White House.
Oh! Oh! Snow.
Jill goes, oh, jeez. Hunter needs money again.
Cocaine!
Cocaine! But
Cocaine!
did you notice that Josh Bilecki drove the cartel Ford? Menard's cartel cabinets.
Dude, Josh Bilecki was on TV for all the wrong reasons all day. Like, get out of the way.
How about Eric Jones? He couldn't take a corner. He is not a road courser.
Eric Jones. How about Jeb Burton? Jeb Burton, he run out of talent, I think, about a year and a half ago. But he sends it off into the turn and just takes out Justin Allgaier, which pissed me off. I like Allgaier, man. He's a junior motorsports guy.
Country Jeb.
I mean,
maybe he needs to spend a little bit of time out in the woods.
Go play with some snakes, Jeb.
Needs to spend a little more time out in the woods.
Live like his dad did out in TP.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeb's got what it takes, is all I'm saying. I just don't.
Here's
Did he drive for Dale Jr. at one time?
Did he?
I feel like he did, and it just didn't work. He didn't do any good. So
I think old Dale over there cross his arms, put on his hat backwards and his sunglasses and go, you need to win, boy.
You need
to win.
This is our Academy Award of Redneck Awards. It is the Dale Jr. Emmy.
Notice it's Bud Red, not Bud Blue.
Bud Weiser for wiser, not Bud Light Wiser.
And if you look real closely, he identifies as his body identifies. Got a little
Stop playing with my Dale Jr. wiener over here.
There's wieners in his pants.
Leave Dale Jr.
Fire suit.
Leave Dale Jr.'s wiener alone, Jamie. Can't take you nowhere, boy.
I ain't that way.
Right, leave it alone. I think what they could do.
I thought there should be a tire here.
I think what they should do to fix this car is
pull down his pants.
Is make the races shorter.
If you like an Oscar Mayer wiener, that is what I truly identify.
Actually, I don't think that would fix this car. Like I said, the last 25 laps, they at least banged off each other because you couldn't pass, so they had to hit to pass. He's still looking at Joe.
He looks angry, doesn't he?
Look
at his face.
He ain't got no facial hair. That was before. That was clean shaven Dale Jr. Difference is,
Mike, tell me how awesome I am, Mike.
This is, man, Dale, I tell you what, Dale, that lesbian haircut you got going on over there looks great.
Mike!
Man, I love your hair, Dale.
Don't you think it's genius that he hired Mike?
Oh, I like Mike.
This is what I really like about Mike. He will be critical of Dale, and Dale will start getting onto his ass, and Mike will walk it back.
And he'll walk it back?
Yeah.
He'll do like,
you might be right.
TJ's the same way.
You might be right.
Well, Mike knows if he disagrees with Junior,
he ain't got a job.
Not just that. Nobody's going to take, I don't have a statue of Mike Davis. This is Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. I'm going to side with Dale Jr. most likely.
You might be right.
As a fan.
You might be
right, Dale.
Dale, you might be right.
Now that you say it like that, Dale, I was thinking about it. I thought about it again, Dale, and
I slept on it.
You're right.
You're right. You know, I went to Georgia Southern, And
But-
Dale's like,
No, you didn't.
yeah, he did.
I know, but Dale could tell him he didn't. Like, I know, Dale. Now that you say it that way, maybe I didn't go to Georgia Southern.
That's right.
He's from Alabama.
That's right.
Roll Tide, roll.
How do you get into Georgia Southern being from Alabama? I thought you had to be.
He was driving to Auburn, is what I think.
Got lost.
But he was on that wacky tobacco.
Her.
Ended up in Georgia Southern. And
Cool.
back then,
Her?
Georgia Southern didn't even know. So like Mike
No,
shows
you just
up.
had to show up.
Yeah, he's like, my name's Mike Davis. I'm supposed to be
Oh,
here.
the you and roll over there, Mr. Davis.
Here you go, Mike. We got you. Get this name tag.
I'm a little high. Oh, good. Just go and roll right over there.
You could be a captain.
Where are you from? Birmingham, Georgia. Birmingham,
Right over there.
Georgia.
Get in the Birmingham line.
Give this guy Mike Davis a scholarship. He's from Birmingham, Georgia. That town is so small. It's smaller than Statesboro. They ain't even got a Zaxby's there.
Yeah, come on.
They ain't got no Zaxby's.
They only got $1 General
oh,
and no Family Dollar.
and they're just now announcing they're getting a DQ.
Hey, we just got a Dollar General up here next to the Foot Locker.
Ooh, that means it's time for you to move.
You know,
Dollar General's a sign that the neighborhood's turning.
you might be a redneck if you got a good Dollar General and you got the trashy Dollar General.
Whoa. The Dollar General ain't come out to my part of the hood yet.
It hadn't.
No, I don't think there's enough people out there.
I don't shop at the Dollar General because you pay less, but you also get less. And that didn't, I understand the concept.
I'm not
The
sure.
more you pay, the more you get. But at Dollar General, they don't have like a gallon. It's like 3/4 of a gallon.
I've never shopped at Dollar General. I've done the Dollar Tree.
Here's the crazy thing. Icy Hot makes these patches that for like sore muscles. They come in a 5-pack, but you go to Dollar General and for half the price you get a 2-pack or a 3-pack. But they're shaped different.
That's like when you buy
They fit better from the Dollar General than the regular ones. The regular ones are a little bigger and they're too big.
That's like what Ruffles have just done everywhere. It used to be a family size bag. It was like that big.
Well, now it's for a
The whole
smaller
family could have it. Now they're considering the family being one person and his chihuahua.
Oh, here's the worst. I know, and you don't like this place, Cracker Barrel.
I hate Cracker
I know
Barrel.
you do, but if you watch their commercial,
Unless they endorse, I'll endorse them if they pay us.
yeah,
I love Moose
Cracker Barrel. If you watch their current commercial, it's like, we got over 31 meals under $12.99 at the Cracker Barrel. Come on down, Jimmy, and get you a meal.
Sit on the porch
It looks-
and stay a while.
It looks like a meal. I'm talking like grandma's cooking, 1983 in the kitchen, big old plate of food. When you actually go to the Cracker Barrel and order this said meal, it's like a little bitty meal on a big plate. There's room to separate.
Don't
and
go
then
to.
add.
That's my review today. The
Cracker Barrel?
Scranton, Pennsylvania Cracker Barrel on my trip to Boston.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, I went recently. The food is not as good as it used to be. I had the pancakes because
Waffle House is better.
I always get the pancakes. Did you see that waffles are now being served at IHOP?
I don't like IHOP.
I know, but it just IHOP and a waffle don't go to. That would be like Waffle House serving pancakes.
Can you get them there? I don't
No.
know. I've never seen one.
You can't.
They got a griddle.
But they ain't. You think that guy out there cooking, 3-time felon?
What
Probably
was that
killed
weird
somebody that
girl
morning.
up there? She wasn't weird. She was awesome.
Oh, I don't remember her name. but
Skiddlywink up there at Bristol.
Yeah, she was all friendly. Like, is y'all's coffee warm? Can I warm it up? Can I replace your coffee? Let me replenish
She
it with
would
some fresh
be great.
coffee.
She's wasting herself. She'd be a great territory manager for a manufacturer of air conditioning.
Yeah.
I think she would kill it.
I think she could be a good salesperson too for a heating and air company. A comfort advisor.
Warm air administrator.
Warm air administrator. A business consultant of warm and cool air.
Oh, should we talk about racing again?
I think we were.
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about Jeb Burton ran out of
AJ
talent.
McDoodles won.
Jeb Burton ran out of talent, wrecked AJ Allmendinger. Denny Hamlin looked like he ran out a little something too because he overshot it. Him and Ty Dillon got bumpity bumps. And then Rockenfeller rocked his feller. And then
I'm gonna just shout out these guys. They have been They have been supporting NASCAR through most generations of cars, and they'll do multiple cars. Bass Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop.
They love them some NASCAR.
Even when the racing sucks, Bass Pro Shop sticks it out. I mean, they sponsor a Toyota and a Chevrolet.
And they do trucks, and they do Xfinity.
They're all about it. They even do Cars
They
Tour.
don't care.
They even do Cars Tour, Quaffel's car.
They don't care
At all.
that
the
truck series dudes are sitting in the studio in Charlotte.
They don't. That says a lot because we do.
Did you ever notice?
Nope.
I like Jamie Little as a reporter.
Did you? I did too. I like Jamie. You know, she rode dirt bikes back in the day. She was on she was on the cover of a dirt bike video game.
In the booth, she shows no emotion. Hey, Jay Allmendinger.
I think she would do better.
Hey, Jay Allmendinger.
But you can't show emotion in the booth because you don't feel it.
Hey, Phil Parsons.
Think about it.
You awake?
They're not. They're not there. She's like Jill talking to Joe.
Michael Waltrip, are you still on that fentanyl? Hey, we're talking racing, Michael.
Michael's over there. Man, oh man!
Oh, this good stuff. I got it from a guy that stole the stuff that killed the guy.
It's all top, baby. It's the top
shelf fentanyl, baby.
Top. It getting no better. Woo! He's pitting right now. Here he comes down pit road. He's going behind pit. No, he's not. He's back on. He didn't even pit. He's speeding on pit road. Oh my God! He's going into turn 3 backwards. He's spinning out. Look at him go, Jamie. Look at him go. Ooh.
Hey, Jamie Little.
Man, that got my heart rate up.
Look at these pants.
I think we should be announcers next
week.
Look
at these pants.
We'll go announce.
You know, I didn't buy them pleated. You're as tall as I am.
I sent these pants to
perfect match, Jamie Little.
Sent these pants to the cleaners and they come back pleated.
I'm an Amazon boy, you're an Amazon girl.
Jamie, look.
We saw her back when they let podcasts have press passes.
And then you got Phil Parson going, back when we were racing, Michael, they didn't have the cool suits or the air conditioned helmets back when
I remember
Michael, you remember back when we were Michael, back when we were racing. If you remember, Michael, back when we were racing all the time, Michael, back then when we were racing, they had like helmets and stuff. And
Michael, remember?
Michael, you remember I almost won a race that one time, Michael?
We got the next gen car and we had to transition from the Model T to the Model A. That was crazy, Michael.
Michael, when we were racing, it was different.
Michael, I was back there when you won the championship. Oh, you didn't.
Do you like road courses better with stage brakes or without? Okay, me too.
I like road courses better in Super V8s.
I like road courses better before they put them on the schedule.
I actually like F1 road courses with F1 people on it better than NASCAR.
Better than the next gen. It's the next gen car is not good on super speedways. It's not good on road courses. It's not good on short tracks. It's not good on a little bit bigger than short tracks, but not exactly intermediate tracks. It's only good on 1.5 mile ovals.
Let me tell you the history.
There's like 5 racetracks it's good on. Atlanta,
of NASCAR.
Kansas, Vegas.
A lot of people don't know this.
What?
France's family originally was from Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C., France?
Mm-hmm. Old Mr. France.
King France?
King Bill.
King Bill?
Senior.
Old man Bill?
He'd go out on the trolley to Laurel, Maryland, where, with 2x4 standing straight up, they made board tracks.
That would be really cool to see.
And they built in Laurel, Maryland, where there's now a golf course, a board track. And he, as a little boy, watched the cars go round and round. And guess what he built?
What he built?
A track to go round and round. Can you go, Brad? I want your honest opinion. Opinion? Well, that doesn't make no sense. But anyway, want your honest opinion.
Honestly.
What is the majority of the tracks in NASCAR?
Round and round.
So why are we not going round and round and we going left and right?
Because we have a car that's more like a left and right car.
It still performs better on a mile and a half.
I think the problem on a road course is it performs so good they can't do anything with it.
So why?
It reminds me of the Porsche track here in Atlanta where you test drive Porsches and you can't pass. That's what it reminds me of.
Why in the world would you make an F1 car that looks like a stock car and put it out there.
Because you got nothing else to do.
When your car predominantly is best on 1.5 miles, why the hell are you putting it on a road course?
I don't know, sir.
Dale looks like he's mad as I am.
Let's ask Dale. Dale, why do you think we're coming back to the Roval in 2024?
Dale, let me tell you, Dale. I thought Chicago was awesome. Really did, Dale. But it's a one-trick pony. Get rid of it. Let's go back to just Sonoma and Watkins Glen. Once.
According to Shake Up Our Lucky Dale,
What's he say?
he says
New generation.
We should not be racing the Roval, and we should get a new car next year.
Well, I hope he's right.
Our lucky Dale.
Our podcast depends on you being right.
I'm telling you,
going to be.
I'm going to buy. No, for Christmas, I'm getting you a subscription to Flow Racing because they always do those Christmas discounts. I'm going to get it for you. And next year, we'll just report on Flow Racing and not talk NASCAR racing. I mean, we can if something big happens, like it's entertaining, but that hasn't really happened this year.
I mean, have you watched Eric Estep lately? Now that he's owned, I don't know if he's actually owned by NASCAR, but he gets up there and he's all excited with his teeth showing. I tell you what is awesome there at the Roval. I can't believe it.
Nobody passed.
I was sitting there. I was so excited that I forgot where I was.
Forgot what happened.
It was like, wow. AJ Allmendinger won. I'm so excited. Thank you, Bill.
I did think there for a minute.
Thank you, France family.
I did think there for a minute and 33 seconds that Kyle Busch was going to win and going to win his way into the next round. I really thought he was going to pull one out. He has, according to Bill, I mean, not Bill, but the NASCAR people on the broadcast that told me this, like, I think the 43rd time they said it, Jeff Burton actually, I think, said it 44 times, or the 44th time on the whole broadcast, that Kyle Busch has won a few elimination races in the past. So I was like, oh, Kyle Busch could win today because he's done this before. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody else that said it all day long. Like, how many times you got to tell me that? Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, 43.
I thought Ty Gibbs had a chance.
Ty Gibbs did.
Did you hear him say during the race?
Here comes Jesus.
They said, he's one of us. No, what is that stupid thing that sponsors him? Help us?
Oh, get better.
Is us?
Better help.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, he's flying around and they go, you know, Ty Gibbs is very mature.
I heard him say that.
I was like, okay, what Ty Gibbs is this?
Like, it's amazing how people's opinion of a driver can change week to week. Like, when William Byron hadn't won a race in like 3 or 4 races, they're like, you know, William Byron's really been struggling today and the last couple months. And then he goes and wins a race, and they're like, you know, this could be William Byron's year. If you look at his stats for the year, this could be his year. I mean, it's.
And you know what else they're killing? They're killing personalities.
What personalities?
Right.
You got.
I like to thank my sponsor, Cellulose Chevrolet.
The picture that NBC uses of Ty Dillon, he looks like Otis from Andy Griffin. His hair's all disheveled. Like, I've been drinking this morning, guys.
Isn't welcome near where Andy Griffith's from?
Welcome me here.
Welcome.
Take my picture. Ty Dillon's here. I'm Ty Dillon. I've been drinking Pop's wine.
I got a whole box of that stuff in the car. And
that's the best wine ever in the box.
I put it in my cup car, and instead of having a straw in my mouth with the water, I'm doing Pop's wine. Victory wine. It's his Victory vintage.
Number 3 in the box. It's like 3 on the tree, but 3 in the box.
So 50 laps, 1 pit stop. That's all I want now with this new car.
Let's try it. All right, eliminated. Kyle Busch gets eliminated. Shocker, yes or no?
No.
No, I agree. I think Kyle was very consistent in the beginning. Austin started wrecking more. Richard had to pour more money into Austin's car. Couldn't afford to keep Kyle winning.
Nope.
Ross Chastain eliminated. Surprised at all?
Nope.
Mr. H got on to Trackhouse and Ross for Ross's dirty driving, and
he got rid of his personality.
Personality, driving style, everything whatsoever. Ross has lost. He's no longer Ross.
Nope.
He's Ty Dillon now.
He was in the Final Four last year.
Bubba Wallace eliminated. Surprise?
No,
I actually thought
I
Bubba
thought
Wallace
he was
was
going
going
to do
to
good
win.
in this race.
I
really
thought
did.
he was going to win one of the round of 12s. Kansas, I thought he was going to win.
I'm going to congratulate Bubba Wallace. I think he got married and has calmed down.
I do too. Phenomenal. I think.
Or is that a compliment for his wife?
Both.
Okay.
He listened.
Okay.
But I think I do. I agree with you. Bubba Wallace, I've never been a fan of Bubba's personality.
He really does have driving skills.
I wouldn't say his personality. I'd say his attitude. But his attitude's changed a lot as his confidence in himself has grown this season. His attitude has drastically improved.
He ain't out
it's
there.
Phenomenal.
Maybe he's not out trolling for
phenomenal.
chicks.
As Freddie Kraft would say, his attitude's been phenomenal this year.
When you get married and your wife says, "You going to ring the bell?" And you go, "Yeah, I'd like to ring the bell." And she goes, "This Taco Bell's closed. You're going to do what I said." And then
Lord.
You can come home to the bell if you do what I said.
I think his personality is, I don't know, I keep saying personality. I think his attitude is phenomenal.
You think maybe Jordan went to him and said, "Hey,
chill out,
act like a champion before you're a champion"?
Yes, I do. I think, but like I said, his confidence in himself has greatly improved, and you could see that on the track. Like he earned his way into this playoffs without a win. He pointed in, but he worked hard to point his way in. He got in.
Well, let's be honest.
He made it past round one.
I've read some Reddit's posts where they rag on him and say he didn't earn this ride because he's black.
I disagree with that, though.
He earned his ride.
No doubt.
Do you think the car he drives can see what color he is?
That's what I mean.
No.
He earned it. He's won out. He's won races. He's led laps. He's won poles. Bubba's done what Bubba this season.
He hasn't freaked out and wrecked anyone like crazy. I think well, and you know who's been his personal attitude trainer?
Who's that?
Kurt Busch.
Oh, no doubt. I think
Kurt Busch went from being the heel to the babyface.
100%. But they do say that most heels are actually the nice ones out of the ring. So, just saying. I just wish we'd see more personality out of all of them.
Well, NASCAR doesn't. The France family doesn't believe in personalities.
Just theirs.
Well, oh no, he told the truth. Suspend them.
Yep. 3 weeks.
Fine him.
$250,000. He hid behind the tires and jumped him.
Oh, fine him.
Brad Keselowski eliminated. Surprise?
You know, I kind of wanted him to make the next round.
I did too.
And I like Brad Keselowski.
Super fan.
I like Brad, and I was disappointed that he got the lead.
I think Eric, that's his favorite driver.
Eric Almirola?
No, our buddy Eric. West Virginia Eric?
Oh, West Virginia Eric or Western Virginia? We still don't know. No, don't you live near Martinsburg where we have pizza?
He's in the Finger area.
Oh, that Eric.
Man, where are you at, dog?
Janet's Eric.
There you go. Janet's
Eric.
Eric.
They're ghosting us now.
We just won't. I don't think Janet really might not want Eric hanging out with us. We might be bad influences on Eric.
We've been married longer than most people with 3 marriages.
Well, I mean, she has listened to the show. We almost got kidnapped and scalped.
But we don't do drugs or drink.
No, that's true.
Maybe that's the problem. Huh.
Maybe yeah. Janet.
Should we go drinking?
Can we?
I mean,
we need to borrow Eric for our trip across the country.
Maybe we should. 2 beers would probably knock me out right now.
All right, who's your pick out of the last 8 drivers that are left? Who's your pick to make it to the final 4? As of now, as of today.
Are the 8 on this list? 1, 2,
They're
3,
on the other
4,
page.
5, 6, 7, 8,
the other
9,
page.
10, 11, 12.
The other page.
Oh.
The other page. There you go. There you go. Nope, went too
far.
Oh! You went too far.
Whoa!
Calm down there, Sparky. You went too far.
I'm a dumpster fire like the new car.
You're quit next-genning it over there.
Stymie over
right
here.
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
That's the last. So out of those 8, I'll tell you who I got while you look at them. I got William Byron going to the final. I got Denny Hamlin going to the final.
So far, agreed.
Kyle
Edwards.
I have
Kyle Edwards.
Lyle Carson.
Lyle Everett.
I have Kyle Larson going to the finals.
So
and
the
I have
bottom
Tyler
4.
Reddick going to the finals.
Okay. I agree wholeheartedly with all your picks, except for I'm going to delete Martin and throw in Blaney.
I didn't say Martin.
I deleted them.
These are my part.
I thought it was my turn to delete.
I see what you're saying. So you think
William Byron,
Ryan Blaney, okay,
Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Larson. Final four. That's 5, isn't it? Well, let me count again. No, Kyle Larson is the number 5.
William Byron.
I'm dehydrated. I haven't drank any of the water. I brought another water somewhere.
William Byron.
What do I do with it?
Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Ryan Blaney.
Yes.
Okay. That's 4. That's not 5.
I can't count.
I know, but between the two of us, we can get to 4.
At public school, they required counting, but then I got thrown into a private school.
Oh, see, I was lucky. I was part of the No Child Left Behind generation, so no matter how dumb I was, they're like, pass him. Pass him.
Part of the generation.
You get a D. You get a D. Everybody gets a D.
See if your parents could afford the tuition.
I say my mom had to buy like Play-Doh and books and stuff.
I don't think at the private school I went to, anyone ever failed a grade. And there were some people that were like I remember in a literature class, they asked this one dude to read out loud, and he said, I ain't going to do it.
He ain't going to do it.
I ain't going to do it.
That was me at church. I ain't reading out loud.
And the teacher's like, no. We're reading a little bit of, everybody's going to read a little bit. I ain't going to do it.
Is that you?
No, I read. I can read.
What grade?
This was like my senior year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could read by then. I was in like high school by the time I learned how to read. I think it was 7th, 8th grade I learned how to read.
Well, this dude
had dyslexia, man.
This dude's parents maybe had dyslexia. I don't know. I had it too.
I had it. I still have it.
And I would get corrected by the teacher or other student. The nerds would go, no, that's not how you pronounce it, Jamie.
Do you ever get told if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough?
Well, yeah. My dad
told me that too. You're gonna be dumb, boy. You better be tough. Okay, Daddy.
Once my dad saw me fight.
That's probably okay, Daddy.
Dude was this Greek dude. Way bigger than me. I mean, way bigger than me.
He whooped you?
Nope.
You whooped him?
Yep.
Hey, it happens.
Because fighting, there's no rules. And this idiot.
Amen. I'm glad to hear you say that.
This idiot thought there were rules. And I beat the living snot out of him. And my dad was clapping. I was like, Dad is proud of me. And then finally he's like, hold it, you're going to kill him.
That's my granddad, my dad's dad, my granddad, my pa. He told me, if you want a fair fight, you get in the ring and have a referee. Otherwise, you fight to win. It don't matter if you got to get a stick, pipe, whatever. You fight to win, not to lose. And there's no rules in fighting.
See, I picked up a chunk of pavement, hit him right in his eye.
And you won?
Oh, he was like bleeding like crazy and crying.
Game over, Jamie.
Except I then pushed him onto the ground. I'm telling you, this guy was 6 inches taller and probably 150 pounds heavier. I got on him and just started pounding him with my fist. My dad said, boy, you need some brass knuckles. That's going to hurt in the morning.
Oh, that's a good song by the Beastie Boys.
Uh-huh.
Brass knuckles, them funky knuckles.
Brass monkey. Brass monkey.
I know.
That was my, let me add Beastie Boys to my list.
You can have up to 12. You can give me 12 of your top 3. Give me the top 12 of your top 3.
So how we doing our little fantasy racing?
I want to talk about the schedule first. This 2024 schedule. Atlanta in February. We tried this before and it rained every race. And it's cold. It might snow in February in Atlanta. It'll be like 50.
I'm getting tickets though.
I'm sure we will buy them for a dealer. Richmond.
I'd pay for it with my. You know what?
Richmond.
I think I would. Listen, dealers, if you're listening, I would rather not entertain. I think I might buy it for myself. And if they want to go to a race, we'll drive them over to Talladega.
Yeah, because there's nothing to watch racing-wise there. All right, Richmond.
And there's no law within the speed track.
Richmond gets 2 races again next year.
Track.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with us going back to the Roval next year.
I thought it was going to be deleted.
That's what Dale Jr. said. Dale Jr. right here, this guy.
How's Mike Joy going to handle that this week, Dale?
Mike Davis.
Mike Joy. Mike Joy's going to be going,
Huh?
Where are we?
Dale said we weren't going back to the Roval. Yet we're going back to the Roval. Dale, you was wrong, man.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
probably
Coach.
recording tomorrow, you're going to hear Mike Davis go, hey, Dale, you're wrong about that Roval thing. And he's going to go,
Oh,
well, you know, Marcus Smith changed his mind, and I'm good friends with Marcus Smith. You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Dale, when you
Yeah.
say it like that, Dale.
Yeah, it
you're
kind of
right.
makes sense when you say it that way.
Dale, I never looked at it through those
Yeah,
eyes.
sorry, I didn't consider that
Dale.
side of the coin.
You're right, Dale. Good job. Way to go, buddy.
Bud boy.
Thank you for the boat.
Look, he's Bud boy.
TJ stands for thanks, Junior.
Well, TJ probably calling. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
Dale.
Yeah.
Dale, I was thinking too.
Yeah, Dale.
I'm glad we're going back to that Roval. You know, Marcus, he had a moment.
And Dale, we're unsponsored by NASCAR. We love you to death. You're our favorite driver.
Oh, that's us being serious. Like,
We're being serious, but
we haven't had a favorite driver since Dale Jr. retired.
since you ain't paying us, we're gonna bust your balls.
Yeah, we'll say what Mike Davis should say. Don't look at his balls when you say
I
that.
was looking to see if you can see his
Stop.
balls.
Stop looking at Dale Jr.'s genitalia.
You need to make a short of this and tweet it to him.
Of you looking at Dale Jr.'s genitalia?
Well, I'm checking to see if is that what you call her, or is that woman's private parts?
Genitalia?
It sounds feminine.
It sounds tail, like
sounds
a wiener.
ginger.
A tail would be like a wiener. Genitail.
Well, they got
Yeah.
a little tail.
No, but I'm thinking a tail, not a nub.
Love button.
Let's just stop there.
Dale's going,
What were we talking about when we got? How we go from talking
you know
about?
what Dale's saying, right?
We went from talking about 2024 schedule
When
to
you
Dale
tweet
Jr.'s
that-
wiener.
When you tweet that, he should be our co-host for the rest of the season.
That's going to be the title of this week's show: Dale Jr.'s wiener.
Dale Jr.'s Oscar Mayer.
Genitalia.
I'm telling you, that sounds feminine. We're going to have to Google this when the show's over.
Genitalia is not feminine. It's both. It's nocturnal.
Nocturnal.
It's non-Biden.
Not Biden.
Binary.
Binary.
Binary. It's non-binary. Stop looking at his wiener.
I was looking at his face.
Yeah, your hand's on his wiener.
I'm covering it up so I don't see it.
Get your hand off his private.
I have never made babies with a man. And I'm not going to try to start now.
Stop touching Dale Jr.'s genitalia, Jamie.
I don't think it's called that.
I'm telling you, quit touching his
Balls.
genitalia.
Ball sacks.
Don't touch Dale Jr.'s ball sack.
Dale, don't take it the wrong way. Our love is a non-hermaphroditic love.
Polyanoranic,
Polyamateurous.
whatever that word means.
You know what he's going to say?
I don't know what we were talking about.
Tweet that shit to him,
Tweet it.
and he's going to go, Mike, don't let them in our shop ever.
Ever.
And Mike's going to go, I kind of like them, but you know what? Now that I think about it that way,
Now that you put it like that, Dale.
put it in a way that I understand, Dale.
Dale, I got to go get my teeth cleaned today.
Did you notice whoever's running the store, they didn't notice us at all.
Didn't recognize
They didn't give a shit that we were in the store looking to buy. I was going to buy that bumper he was selling for
They didn't
$249.
go. I was expecting when we walked in the door it to go, whoa, race car backwards is here. But it didn't.
But the other fans that were shopping, they ignored.
She was giving a tour to that guy.
I think the dude worked there and liked her.
That wasn't Aunt Kathy.
When it comes to the store, 1 star. I just gave my review.
1 star. All right, what are we reviewing this week? Let's go to
I just reviewed the race
I thought you were reviewing
shop of Dale Jr.
Cracker Barrel from Scranton, Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Scanlon.
Scanlon, Ohio.
Scab face.
Scabface, Ohio.
Scranton.
What country?
That was the country of Pennsylvania. So,
Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Tennsi.
Driving my oldest to Boston to move him in.
This is part of the review.
Driving-
This is how a hotel review
Look,
goes.
I was driving.
We were driving to Boston. Dale, we're driving to Boston.
You've been the same way up to New York when we did our championship run,
Yeah, the Cannonball Run
except
Championship.
the split of 78 and 81, instead of going into New York City, we went up to Scranton. Because, it's like $12 to cross the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Tappan Zee.
Well, it's now called the Cuomo, and I ain't going to drive my car in no liberal punk ass like called Cuomo.
Cuomo sounds like something you stepped in. You don't want to get that Cuomo. And
He's the one that played with all the ladies that worked for him and lost his job.
You get that Cuomo.
And you know what's funny as crap?
You get that Cuomo on you can't get it off.
He got fired.
Fired.
For playing with women's panties and their genitalia, if that's correct.
Men and women both have genitalia.
Well, that's what he wanted to see. Governor Cuomo.
Genitalia?
The second governor. I wasn't going to pay $12 across his bridge.
You wasn't?
Nope.
Why not?
Oh, this place is haunted.
It's the ghost of Neil Bonnet.
It's the ghost of the last generation car. It says, "Put me in, coach." Anyway.
Put me in, coach.
I take that turn.
I'm ready to play.
I'm going up to Scranton.
This is a Cracker Barrel review, by the way.
And my wife says, yeah, it's the Cracker Barrel. My wife says,
I'm hungry, Jamie.
I'm hungry.
Feed me.
I said, okay, well, where you want to go? And she goes, there's Cracker Barrel. I said, I hate Cracker Barrel, honey. I hate it.
You didn't offer her a gourmet Circle K or a 76 or a...
They got waitresses.
British
well, they do
Petroleum.
have waitresses there, and it kind of ticked me off.
You could have took her to the
Sit down for an hour while we're driving straight up to Boston.
You mean you didn't make her eat gas station food?
I tried. I tried.
Did you offer her a Little Debbie?
I offered her a Little Debbie.
Whole
I
bag
said,
of
I'll get you a donut Dunkin' stick if you want. I said, heck, you want donuts? Because you know I don't like donuts after 10 a.m. because it ain't breakfast time.
You said, I ain't got no donuts, but I got these nuts.
So we're driving. Our oldest is with us.
Oh.
You know, children don't want to imagine their parents doing the
no
horizontal
donuts, I got
dance.
these nuts.
They don't, even though that's how you created them, they don't want to hear about it.
Oh, okay.
And she goes, look.
It's a Cracker Barrel.
On her side of the car, she goes, there's Cracker Barrel up on that hill. I said, okay. But I don't like Cracker Barrel. So I exit. We exit. And I'm like, how the hell did you get to the Cracker Barrel? I had her put in the ways how to get there.
From the exit.
And it was some convoluted,
and you could
stupid
see the
ass,
Cracker Barrel.
It was like a NASCAR road course. It was like the Roval. You could see it up on the hill.
Oh, roll, roll.
I'm looking up on the hill.
Roll, roll,
Like,
roll.
I don't know how to get there.
Uh-oh.
Can you put it in ways? Because I'm driving and I don't know what the laws are for finger fucking your phone all while you're driving.
It's explicit.
Totally explicit. So she punched it in. I decided to top
2
off
weeks in a
gas
row.
because in Connecticut, gas is insane. It's like $3 more.
Is that where the Cracker Barrel's from? Is Connecticut?
No, they're from Tennessee. They're
Oh.
rednecks. My uncle
rednecker new.
My uncle Mark is friends with the CEO.
That sober Uncle Mark?
I don't have a drunk Uncle Mark. Anyway.
That's how I'm going to refer to all my aunts and uncles from now on.
Because
This is my sober Uncle Tracy.
He was a high school principal. I don't think alcoholic beverages has touched his lips.
I don't think I have a drunk Uncle Mike.
Anyway, Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Scranton, PA.
PA. Pennsylvania now.
I look at it and I'm like, why is there another exit going off just the main strip here?
To the Cracker Barrel.
And my wife's like, I don't know.
You got to pay it.
I'm going to fill up at the gas station. Now, a little backstory. I'm not big
This
on
is all being backstory.
I'm not big on candy. But in Philadelphia, they make
The best fudge ever.
Goldberg peanut chews. And you can only get them in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey.
How you eat a chewy peanut? Because peanuts are hard.
I'll bring you one.
No, that means somebody else chewed it already.
No. It's
That's how you make almond
called-
milk.
It comes in like a regular candy bar
Like a
pack,
peanut milk.
but they got these little bite-sized things. It's like miniature candy bars. That's why I love them.
Mhm.
Plus, it's the only dark chocolate. Well, I don't even like chocolate really, but I like them. It's
I
candy I like.
I like Tony's dark chocolate. It's non-conflict chocolate.
I don't think there's conflict here, except for
Conflict peanuts.
we go to the Cracker Barrel, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get some at the gift store.
You're going to get some.
Get something to eat.
Oh, okay.
So I get me a bag of chips. It's my favorite dessert.
Cracker
And
Barrel.
I see from the corner of my eyes, I see some Goldenberg peanut chews. And I'm like, and it's the Sharon size. And I'm like, I ain't sharing. I ain't had this shit in years.
Ain't nobody getting none of these. Nobody getting
So
these nuts.
I pay for the
You
Cracker
said
Barrel.
nobody's getting these nuts.
All I had, and they had Pepsi there that really pissed me off.
Uh-oh.
So I'm already pissed.
Pissed off on Pepsi. Ain't nothing worse than being pissed off on Pepsi.
I get my Goldenbergs, but they got the classic soda sitting there.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel gift shop. They give me a classic. I forget what it was. Frosty root beer. That was it. Which I used to think was made in Chattanooga, but it's not. It's Texas. But anyway, back to the backstory. We're ignoring that backstory.
Okay.
So I pay for a meal, which I'm like, shit, we're already an hour behind because you know how I am.
Did y'all get one of the meals for under $12.99?
I just had Coke and they brought me Pepsi. Coke, if you're listening, they tell you when you ask for a Coke, they don't tell you we only got Pepsi. When you taste the Pepsi and you're a Coke person, you know.
If they only have Pepsi, you could ask for Dr. Pepper.
I think if she would have told me that instead of okay, I think the
you
Coke
had a Dr. Pepper.
The Coke police need to go arrest them.
Boom.
For lying. Anyway, I get my chips.
You got his chips.
My Frosty root beer.
My
Goldenbergs.
And Goldberg.
I get to the car because I'm driving still. I pop open the package, and the first Goldenberg is as white as this damn sheet of paper.
Oh, it's white chocolate.
No. It says right on it, a dark chocolate peanut delight.
Well, maybe it's white.
It was rotten chocolate.
Maybe it's white chocolate that identifies as a dark chocolate.
Okay.
But you didn't want
that. I said, what the hell?
You took it back in?
And then my oldest and my wife said, uh-oh.
Dad is mad.
Oh, boy. And I pulled back the wrapper to expose all 12 spoiled Goldenberg peanut chews.
Did you take them back?
I took them back, and the Sal Cal behind the register said, you opened it, we can't take it back. I said, it's rotten. I did one at a time.
Throwing at her like, they are all rotten. I don't want them. Like that?
And she said, I can't give a refund. I said, do I want a effing refund? And I didn't say effing. I said the real word that I've already said here that makes it explicit.
Fing?
Flunking.
Truck with an F.
And I took my fat ass and I ran out to my wife's SUV. I hopped in. My wife saw me running. She said, uh-oh.
And Jamie done stole
said,
another
we need
bag.
to get to New York as quickly as possible.
No extradition to Pennsylvania?
I don't think so. Everybody hates Pennsylvania.
So, you literally threw them at her, right?
Yep. 1 star for the Cracker Barrel.
1 star.
That's kind
of like the In and Out when you threw them at the...
Oh.
You threw the...
Well, I smashed it on the counter.
You're like, I don't want this. And then you turn around and threw it in the garbage can the other direction.
Well, first he said, I ain't picking it up. I said, you made it. You can pick it up.
That was amazing.
I don't like In and Out either. 1 star.
It was horrible. The In and Out was horrible.
1 star.
1 star.
Maybe we shouldn't have gone way up into the California mountains, Sierra,
to go to In and Out. Yeah, maybe we should have went. After what we witnessed in L.A., I wasn't willing to eat. I don't think we ate in L.A. Yeah, we did. We ate at the Coliseum. I had that
at the food truck.
I had like $43 cheeseburger.
I had like a $20
Mario.
Cost me like $35. The pizza was good.
Yeah, I had that Mario Lopez burger. It was really good.
But anyway, that's my review.
All right, so they're racing in Las Vegas this weekend.
Are they really?
Well, there's going to be something.
Cars going in circles.
Well, at 2:30 on NBC and PRN, it is a 1.5-mile oval track. Here's the top 10 from the last race here. William Byron won. This is earlier this year.
Okay, I got you.
William Byron won. Larson finished second. Bowman finished third. Wallace finished fourth. Christopher Bell finished fifth. Austin Cindric finished sixth. Truex finished seventh. Haley finished eighth. Harvick finished ninth. And Soras finished 10th. You see Austin Cindric signed an extension?
Don't know why.
He's done so good this season, they wanted him to come back next season.
Did they expect less of him in the SHR? SHR, I'm going to make a prediction, 3 years, they won't be around.
I mean, the way they're going.
Tony's out drag racing, don't give a shit.
Last week I had Elliott, McDowell, and Reddick, and you had Soras, Wallace, and Larson. I won with 47 points. You won with 62 points. That's the way we do it. the lower number is a better score.
Suarez did so much for me.
So overall, I have 1,444, and you are 114
Even
points to the good.
Even McDowell beat him.
I know.
That's crazy.
I thought I was going to be in real trouble with McDowell finishing 32nd, but Red Dick finished 6th, and then Elliott finished 9th. So, and then you had sore ass wrecked. So that's 33rd for you. Wallace got wrecked. That's 16 for him. And Larson had issues.
You know what sucks? All 3 of those led laps.
No doubt.
They could have won.
I don't like Suarez had that sponsor that was Rapido AF. What that stand for?
The wall.
That's a Minute Maid. Like AF stands for
as fuck.
Exactly. So Rapido AF.
Rapids as fuck.
I mean, I think it's just bad sponsorship plug. I'm not a fan. All right, Jamie, you lost last week.
I like Tootsie Rolls better when he runs with the pink Tootsie Rolls.
Have you seen that Tootsie Roll? That Tootsie Roll.
You know, Halloween's coming. They're going to make the Tootsie Rolls with all the different flavors. You ever get the fruity flavor ones? It's got grape.
Yeah,
cherry.
Those are my favorite.
I like those.
But now it tastes like candle wax, so I don't eat it.
That's because
it's all fake sugar anyway.
Processed cornstarch syrup.
It's mechanically, biologically engineered
to make us have diabetes.
It's to kill you, yes.
Yes.
It's a government conspiracy. All right.
It's not a conspiracy. We all know.
That's true.
The FDA certifies it.
That's true.
As killable.
All right. Dale Jr. would like to know who you've got this week, Jamie.
All right, Dale.
Who are your picks from top 10?
Look what I did in your honor, Dale. He's got a fitted hat, though.
Yeah, and you can't see his lesbian haircut.
Oh, look how old it is. This thing has that stupid-ass Dakar colognes.
I had that. I bought that cologne because I wore the cologne because he sponsored them. I had the sunglasses because he wore them. I also wore the Degree deodorant when they sponsored him.
He's the one that got me. And they are a far superior parts store.
Napa.
That's why I started going to NASCAR because of him.
Napa.
I'm surprised they just don't sponsor his hat for the show. Give him a couple million a year, to be honest.
All right. Who you got? Dale Jr. wants to know. Tell us who you got,
I can't pick Dale Jr., but I think he could do good at Las Vegas. Be awesome if he raced in an older generation car against the morons.
That would be awesome.
So let's go with, let's look at the list here.
Yeah, you'll need that. I think you should go with Ty Gibbs.
I'm not picking Ty Gibbs this year.
You should just pick wild-ass picks every pick.
Well, actually, I believe Chase Elliott's going to win one before the season's up. I'm going with Chase.
All right.
Middle pack. I'm sticking, Christopher Bell looked pretty good. But I'm sticking with Kyle Larson.
All right.
The losers.
21 to 37. Ty Gilliland's there.
So's Austin Hill.
Josh Palicki.
Oh, Mr. Last Place. I didn't pick him last time because I thought he was due for his wreck. I'm going Denny.
Literally the only decent pick out of the bottom.
I knew that he was going to just wreck it.
All right, I'll go with William Byron.
All right.
I'll go with, you took Kyle?
I took Kyle. Your mama?
Oh, man, this is hard because that's the one I wanted was Kyle.
I think your mom could beat him in her SUV.
I want to go with Truex, but, man, he hasn't finished better than 17th in the last
Truex is done.
6 races.
If he didn't have all those stage points, he'd be done. Playoff points, whatever they want to call them this week. Whatever the France family's saying. Yes.
Give me Bell. I think it's going to be playoff drivers are going to run the best. So, and then
if I owned a car that wasn't in the playoffs, I would just tell them not to wreck. Don't make me buy another Lambo for next week.
Give me Eric Jones.
Woo! He's been horrible. Wow.
Well, who else you going to take? Ty Dillon? Stenhouse? Sorass? McDowell? McDowell screwed me 2 weeks in a row.
Todd Gilliland, maybe.
No.
He hasn't won anything but road courses.
I'll go with
though.
Eric Jones.
I know he won the
They're doing better.
Steve Speedway.
All right, that's all I got. You got anything else this week?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Thanks to everyone who listens, watches the show, shares us on social media, tells your friends about us. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, this episode goes out to Brandon and Griffin. Brandon, greatly appreciate you listening each week, man. Make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Oh, I just figured it out. Brandon doesn't live in Griffin, which is the next town over.
Yeah, he does.
Brandon and Griffin.
Brandon from Griffin.
Oh, I thought you were doing two people.
No.
Brandon and Griffin.
No, it's Brandon from Griffin.
Oh. Thanks, Brandon from Griffin.
Yeah, not Brandon and
Pardon my Bidenism there.
You had a Biden moment. Make sure you follow us on Twitter or on X, either one, whatever you want to call it. We're at Car Backwards. Go to our YouTube channel or subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe, check out our other videos, watch our shorts. Check us out.
No, don't watch our shorts. You can watch Dale's crotch, but not our shorts.
We're going to have a short about Jamie trying to...
We're both wearing shorts.
I know, and I'm cold. We're going to have a short about Jamie watching Dale Jr.'s wiener this week, for sure. Check us out on Spotify. Make sure you follow us and rate us on there. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review like Brandon did. Not Brandon from Griffin.
Different Brandon?
Different Brandon.
The train driver.
The
engineer Brandon.
Yep.
Coolest job in the world.
Choo-choo Brandon.
That's awesome.
Send us a DM or you can email us at racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com.
A DM? What do you want, our old boss to come see us?
DM us, direct message.
He's been great for business.
And make sure to check out our merch store. It's racecarbackwards.threadless.com. Other than that, that's all we got. This is episode 79. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
You going to wave? I can't enter you.
Try to do a Britney Spears song.
Bye, bye, bye. That's NSYNC.
No, that's NSYNC, yeah. Bye, bye, bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.